mean to buy and sell? Anybody?
Need a relationship
Relationship?
with others.
Okay. So we'll talk about that in a sec. After I go through this introduction, we'll talk about the fundamentals of economics. Okay, so MBA is a Master of Business Administration. It's a graduate level degree. It helps me cover over finance, strategy, leadership, operations, and marketing. Okay? We'll talk a little bit about this in the future, but this is not a business studies class, so we're going to mainly focus on the economics of things. It's the highest professional degree in business, aside from a doctorate, but not many people get a doctorate unless you are teaching. It's basically the PhD of business. And that only happens if you're teaching at Harvard Business School like that. Okay? Alright. So what this means is essentially I am pretty much your go-to guy for business and economics. If you have any questions, whether you're interested in starting a small business on the side, maybe you guys want to start a little brand about making cupcakes and selling them on the weekend to, I don't know, your clubs, or not school clubs, but whatever you do outside of school. Does that make sense? So if you have a question, you can ask me. Or even if you are thinking about going through the career path, economics, business, finance, whatever, come talk to me. I've been through all of the things that you were considering, and I can give you some feedback and tell you guys about pitfalls that you should avoid. Make sense? Any questions? It's question time. Good. All right. So raise a hand. Who's interested in taking the AP exam for macro or micro? All right. Good. Okay. So I'm all done with the slide. Can you close that? All right. So I want to ask you guys, what is money? What is money, guys? Anybody? Can you guys scoot your chairs back? What's going on here? What is money? I'm gonna cold call you guys if you guys can't answer. At least one person. All right. What is money? What do you think it is?
It shows the value of the things.
Value? What is value?
Um,
What is value?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Does anyone think they know what the meaning of value is?
Importance.
Importance. In what way? Can you explain a little bit more?
So if something has a lot of value, then something's really important.
Where are you going? Can you ask someone?
Something has a lot of importance and has a lot of value.
Importance, value. What is value? Does anyone know what value is? How do we know something's valuable? All right, raise of hands. Yep.
Worth,
Worth?
like wellness,
Sorry?
like wellness.
Wellness?
Yeah.
All right, so value. Let's talk about it. This is actually quite a complicated topic, and this is why people have a hard time understanding what money is. Why is your device open? Jinjae, close your device. I didn't ask you to open your device. Please keep it closed. If you want to take notes, use paper. All right. So, okay, value is a tricky subject, mainly because it's kind of hard to quantify what value is, aside through money. Why? Andy, what do you value? What do you like? What do you desire in terms of a product?
A phone.
A phone, okay? I don't like phones. Yeah, I really don't like phones. They're kind of addicting. But what do I like? I like gold. I like pizza. I like cameras. If I trade my camera for your phone, would you trade it? Why not?
Because it doesn't have value.
It's not valuable to you? Why not?
Because I'm not really used to using camera very much. But just
Okay. So what I've just demonstrated is something called bartering. Do you guys know what bartering is?
no.
No, sir.
Barter. Bartering is when you trade one item for another item of equal value to both parties. So if I have a lot of carrots and you have a lot of strawberries, and we try to trade, do you think we'll have a fair trade? Is it 1 carrot to 1 strawberry? How would you rate it? Is it 1 carrot to 10 strawberries, or 1 strawberry to 10 carrots? How do you define the exchange rate between the two items? Who here likes strawberries? Okay, how many strawberries can you eat in a day? In one day, how many have you ever eaten? 10, 20, 40, 100? Probably don't need 100, right? But you have 50. So what if I'm a farmer and I grow 500 strawberries? I can't eat all 500 strawberries, right? But I do need other things, like I need clothing, I need housing, I need help with building things, right? Like fences around the farm, right?
Yeah.
And so when I need that, I only have this, 500 strawberries. So how do I get people to do things for me if I only have strawberries? Raise your hand if you don't like strawberries. Okay, if I need your help and I can pay you in strawberries, would you do the work?
No,
Why not?
I don't like strawberries.
Good. So we all understand fundamentally that not everybody has a value assigned to something to themselves. It's personal value, right? But, Jen, let me ask you a question. You don't like strawberries, but do you know someone who does?
My mom.
Your mom. So could you not work for the strawberries and then give those strawberries to your mom in exchange for making you dinner tonight?
Possible.
Right? So now we're getting to an exchange of particular value, right? But here's the problem. Strawberries go bad quickly. They don't store value. So if you don't exchange it, if you don't barter it, what happens to it? It loses value. It disappears. It's gone. So all that labor, all that work that you put in disappears instantaneously, right? All right. So now we're moving on from particular bartering system, and in primitive tribes, they had used certain types of currency prior to cash and coins. You guys know what cowrie shells are? Cowrie shells. They look kind of like this. They're white, sometimes brown spots. You find them on the beach. They're kind of rare, actually, right? So rarity, like gold. So in tribes, they would collect cowrie shells, and they would use this as money. Why? Well, if you could find cowrie shells everywhere, would this be a good usage of money?
No.
Why not?
It's so common.
It's common, right? It's not rare. If I said tomorrow, nobody's going to use the Korean won anymore, but we're going to use pebbles, what would you guys do right now? You guys would run out of this classroom and you would jump into the river and you grab all the stones that you can. Why? Because you're rich, right? So, money has to have a few things, okay? There are 4 particular things. You need a medium of exchange, okay? So what does a medium of exchange do? It lets us trade without bartering. If I trade strawberries for 5 stones, right? We're going to use stones as an example. For 5 stones, does a stone go bad?
No.
Can you store it?
Yes.
Yes. So then could you take that stone and go over to Tiffany and trade for carrots? 1 stone for 2 carrots. Yes? Okay. So the next thing is a unit of account. So you have to be able to count it. Does that make sense? So, what about water? Can we use water as a currency? Yes or no? Can water be used as a currency? How do you count water? So water itself is the currency, but how do we count it? You need to use something of a medium of exchange, right? So gold, we say this is particular value comes from ounces, right? Or the weight. But water, is it based on volume? Is it based on weight? It's really hard to decide what it is. But we can use a set defined sizing, like a water bottle, right? Can water bottles be used as a method of exchange? Could you trade a water bottle for something else? What do you think, Jinjay? Can you trade a water for something else? If your friend has a bag of chips and you have a water bottle, could you trade between the chips and the water? Yes? Okay. Cool. So those are two things, right? And the third thing is a store of value. So it needs to be able to basically not degrade. It cannot go bad. It cannot. Is this okay? Okay. It can't go bad. So produce or things that will rot or will be destroyed is not a good usage of money. Okay? So now this enters in gold or precious metals. So for a long, 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 long time, money was used through metal. You guys are familiar with this, right? Because it satisfies a lot of different things. Okay? Now, gold is pretty good, right? You guys like gold? Does anyone have gold? Nobody has gold? Gold bracelet, gold necklace, nothing? Okay, great. Gold is pretty nice. But, you know what gold's not good at? Does anybody know what gold is not good at? If I ask you to give me gold for a water bottle, how much gold would you give me?
No.
But you need it, right? So how much gold will you trade for water? Anybody?
Piece.
Small piece? How small?
I don't know.
1 ounce of gold is roughly about $2,500 last time I checked. So you're gonna buy $1,000 water, $500 water. It's pretty expensive, right? So gold is actually not a good usage of money, right? You guys following so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did banks do? Does anybody know what a bank did? You have gold, right? You want to get robbed? Someone takes your gold, then all your money's poof, gone. So what did people do with their money? What did they do with their gold? You know. What did they do with their money? They put it in a bank. Okay? So what is a bank, guys? Anybody know what a bank is?
They keep our money safe, right?
They keep your money safe. Do they really?
Hopefully.
So for